Right, I want to show you how to debone chicken thighs. Chicken thighs are a cheap cut of meat and it's nice and straightforward to use. You can, for your exam, to get the higher skills, if you're using chicken, you can prepare a whole chicken, get it off the bone, but actually it can be quite expensive if you've got to buy a whole chicken and then you only want to use the chicken breast. So you've bought a whole chicken so you can take off 2 chicken breast fillets. Chicken thighs are much cheaper and it's the same level of skill. So the first thing that you need to do is just get rid of the skin on the chicken thigh. It pulls off quite easily. If you find it slippery and you have difficulty in actually keeping hold of it, just get a bit of paper towel or tissue and get hold of the chicken thigh and it will be easier for you to grip it and tear that off. When you've got the chicken thigh, the chicken skin off, you can see there is still some fat here on the chicken which I just want to get rid of. So I'm just going to trim off that bit of fat and I'm just going to trim off that bit of fat there as well, because I don't really want lots of fat in the chicken thigh. Okay, this is a new worktop for me and a new board and it was moving around and I'm not boning with it moving. So I've just put a tea towel underneath to stop the board from moving. This is a boning knife and it's quite a thin blade. So to bone meat out, if you don't have a boning knife, that's absolutely fine. But if you wish to bone meat, a thin blade is sometimes easier than a thick blade. And chicken thighs just have the one bone and you can normally see from top to bottom of the chicken bone. So you need to just slice down to the bone from the top, right? And you cut down one side of the chicken thigh. So just cut one side, try not to cut through the meat all the way to the bottom, and then I'm going to turn it round and I'm going to do exactly the same on this side. So I'm just going to cut and I'm pressing my knife against the bone so that I am leaving as much bone there, taking as much meat away, but just leaving the bone like that. And then what you need to do is just loosen the meat from one end. So once you've done that, you can almost get your fingers underneath the chicken thigh. So what I like to do is I'll put my knife underneath the bone and I will cut up one way like that so that I have loosened the meat from that end of the chicken thigh. I can then cut down, get to the bottom and just cut around here. So just slice around the knobbly end of the chicken thigh. There we go. So I've got my chicken here. It's always good to check because you can leave some of the cartilage, so you can just trim that up. I know there's nothing at the other end, so I have a chicken thigh with no bone in, and if I roll it up like that, it looks like the chicken thighs that you would buy in the shop. So this end has got quite a lot of sinew, gristle, but I have a boned chicken thigh. So I'm just going to do that again. You start by peeling the skin off the chicken, and if it makes your hands greasy, paper towel, grip, get rid of the skin. I'm just going to get rid of this extra fat, that side and this side of the chicken. Turn it over so you're working from the thinnest part, cut down to the bone. So just slice down to the bone. You can feel the bone in there and then just slice around keeping your fingers out of the way, but just slice down the bone. And with the knife tip, you can actually feel as you are cutting against the bone. So you can feel the bone there. Turn it around, slice the other side. I prefer to turn mine around and keep working on the same side. And then if you don't want to put your fingers underneath like I did before, what you can do is loosen, make sure that you've got rid of or cut away all of the meat from one end of the bone. And it's no good, I'm going to have to put my knife under because there is so much gristle and things there. It's the only way I can do it. Lift the bone up so that you are working away from you down onto the board, and then cut round. So I have a bone with hardly any meat on and a chicken thigh, and then just double check this end. I've got some gristle and some sinew and some bits of cartilage that I just want to get rid of because I do not want to use those in my meal. So like this, you can then just slice this chicken up. So this chicken thigh I am going to put into a curry in a minute. So same as normal, same as you would normally, you can just chop this up. It is a lot cheaper if you can do this for yourself, because buying chicken thighs with bone and skin on is much cheaper than buying the bone skinned ones. But as I said, it's a good skill to show in your exam. If you wish to do something with chicken, boning out the chicken thigh to start with will help you improve your grade.